Hello, hi everybody. Welcome back to this video. Thanks for checking it out. So I'm going to share with you the 4 steps that I took to set up my business. All right. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, get your pens, get your papers out. Let's going to take some notes. I'm going to be including a lot of resources that I used. All right. But before we get started, let me start with this disclaimer. I'm not an attorney, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not licensed or certified in any capacity to give any type of business, financial, accounting advice, all right? I am just simply sharing with you the steps that I took to set up my business. I'm going to be sharing with you the resources and the tools, like a lot of online tools that I use to help me educate myself and get started. So I'm acting as in the capacity of someone who's sharing their journey and providing you resources in hopes that it could possibly benefit you or someone you know. All right, so let's get started. Thanks. All right, so hopefully this is not a glitch and I'm not saying the same thing twice, but step 1 in this fantastic process is research. All right, there are about 10 areas that you're going to need to research based on your city, your state, the type of work that you're doing. So for me, I have a real estate business. It's a very general real estate business, so I search for a general name. All right, William Nathan Realty. That's what I searched for. I think I had like some other names that I was looking for, but they were already taken. So I went to the Secretary of State's website, and I have their link down below, and I reserved the name. So you can kind of mess around on their website and to search a bunch of different names and see what's available. And based on what's available, you pick one and then you can reserve that name. So the good thing about that is you don't have to, you can go ahead and reserve the name, sleep on it, think about it, come back. They're going to tell you how long you have to keep that name on hold, but you don't want to delay the process. So go ahead and do some searches, and you may be able to reserve a couple of names while you're trying to decide. But you don't want to delay the process any longer. So you definitely want to go ahead, find your name, you search your name, it's available, you can go ahead and reserve it. All right. You're going to determine next who is the registered agent. The registered agent is an entity who will accept mail on behalf of you. All right. So you're going to determine if you're going to be a registered agent for the business, if you personally are going to be the registered agent for your company, that company that's being set up. Either you can be the registered agent, you can assign someone to be a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, I'm going to say I actually have a virtual office. Now, I did not always have this office. I started out with using my personal information for everything, and then later on I upgraded. I'll be talking more about that in an upcoming video. But anyway, so number 2, you're going to decide who is going to accept mail or accept service, any type of mail on behalf of the company. You'll determine that. You'll have the name, you'll have their address. What is the mailing address of the company? Is the mailing address going to be your home? Is it going to be your registered agent or some other place? You're going to determine the business phone, the business fax, and the business email. Now, is this going to be a different number separate from your personal, or is it going to be the personal? You'll have to decide. Later on in this video, I will provide some additional resources that will go into each of these and determine, to help provide you with more information so you can determine which one you're going to pick and when. All right, so the next thing are the filing forms. You want to go ahead and familiarize yourself with these agreements that you're going to be filling out. So what I did was, from the Secretary of State website, I printed out the operating agreement. I printed out as many forms as I could so that I am familiar with the language, okay? So this is very important. If you're reading over these documents and you're not really sure, you don't understand, and even after you've kind of researched and looked around and you cannot find, you're just not sure, definitely speak to a licensed and certified an attorney, a business attorney, okay, or even in some situations an accountant. So depending on what the question or what the area is that you're having an issue about, but you want to make yourself very familiar with these documents so that you know when it's time for you to register your business, you understand what it is that you're signing off on. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, definitely let me know. All right, so the registration fees and the annual fees, you want to definitely know how much money you are about to be out of pocket. So you have the initial registration that you're going to pay in order to get started, and then you'll have your annual renewal. All right, so in some states, these fees can be, kind of pricey. We're talking, oh my gosh, I think I saw one that was like $1,000. 500, 800, like they can definitely be up there. So in those situations, I know that people are for sure making sure that their business is up and running quickly, because no one has $1,000 to throw away to file some LLC paperwork and then not actually do the business. All right. So now that you have familiarized yourself with the documents and the fees, you know exactly where what you need to do with the Secretary of State. Your next step is going to be your federal tax ID number. So you have your state situation taken care of. So for federal, what is it that you're going to need? And a federal tax ID number is what you are going to need. And we'll be talking about that more in detail in an upcoming slide. So once you have your federal information reviewed, your state, next you want to check with your county and see what types of licenses and or permits you're going to need based on, this is again, based on the type of work you are going to be doing, based on your, what kind of services or products you're performing. You may or may not need a license and or a permit, but you definitely want to check. In my state and in my county, all of this information is available on their website. So I was able to just go on the websites, read, research, look, and print out documents, and so that was great. So, all right. So now that you have all of your information gathered up, you are ready to start. You're like nervous, you're ready, you're excited. The next step is, you guessed it, you're going to file your LLC paperwork. All right. In this. All right. So now that you have done all of your research, you are ready to proceed with filing that business. All right. So again, I've included the link for the Secretary of State in Georgia. I've included the link here in this slide, and of course it will be available at the end. But you're going to go ahead and have your name and your registration number, your reservation number of the, from the website that you received in your email. You've got your name, you've got the address, everyone's addresses that's involved, everyone's email address, the mailing address. You have all of this information. You're going to just basically go into the file and click File New Business Registration. That's it. You're going to take everything that you gathered up and you're going to be entering it into their database and applying, filing the registration. I believe they call it an application, but you're filing your business registration. All right. You're going to enter, like I said, the name, the address, the mailing address, your registered agent, the name and address of each organizer of the business, okay? And then at the end, you're going to pay. You're going to pay your filing fee, which in my state, it's $100. If you're doing it online, of course, you're going to use your check card or your credit card. So once you've completed that process, you will get the confirmation number, you'll get your articles of incorporation, you will get all the paperwork that you need to verify that yes, this is an entity, this is a new business, you're going to have the dates, you're also going to have your profile set up with the Secretary of State. So anybody can always verify this information, it is public record. So when I'm going to do another video talking about the what information is there publicly and why you should or should not use your personal mailing address, like your home address. So I'm going to talk about that in another video, but for now, to get started, this is what you're going to need. Once you have this, you now have a business. You can celebrate. Yay, you've started, okay? That's the easy part. For so many people, this is the hardest part, is just getting started. So based on this information that I've given you, you can literally just think about this over the course of a couple of hours and file your registration. I mean, seriously, there are people who are procrastinating and thinking of every single solitary thing that they want to do about their entire business, like everything, when that doesn't really matter because it's a hypothetical entity. Go ahead and set up the business file, get started. It's going to take years. It's going to take years to build a profitable business, and this is one in which you hope to employ people. Again, I always have to say that we're not talking about the side hustles, not in this video. We're not talking about that. So yeah, now what next? You have your LLC paperwork. You're like, all right, what do I do? Step 3 is on the way. Let's go. Step 3, we are going IRS's website, the Internal Revenue Service's website, and we're going to obtain our EIN number, also known as a federal ID number. And how we're going to do that is, well, first of all, before I get into the process, I want you to know that an EIN number, a federal identification number, is free. It costs $0.00, okay? And I have to say this because I see all the time these websites that are charging people $100, $200. Like, I don't understand it, but that's okay. If you don't know, you don't know. But this is free. You're just like getting your social security number. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, all right? So you're going to go to, again, the IRS website. You're going to apply for an EIN number. I'm in Georgia, so it'll prompt you to put in your information. And you're going to apply. They're going to ask for your articles of incorporation. They're going to ask for the information from the Secretary of State. You're going to enter it and you're going to upload your supporting documents. And then sometimes immediately or within 24 hours, you will have your number. You will have your federal identification number. And that number you can use to go right into step 4 and open up your business banking accounts. All right, so now you have sold nothing, you've made nothing, right? You have a name, you have your addresses, you have your phones, your fax, you have it in your head. So we're talking like the same day. Within 24 to 48 hours, you can now go to your local bank. In fact, you don't even have to go anywhere. You can do this online, all right? Yes. You can do all of this online. You don't even have to go to your bank. Go anywhere. Online, you can go right to the business checking, business savings, open the accounts. They have the same exact process. You're going to upload your articles of incorporation. You're going to enter in your very new federal identification number. And then usually with the banks, within 24 to 48 hours, you're going to be able to be approved for your new accounts. All right. So this is very important to know, so that you can make sure that all of your expenses for your business, you want that being tracked in your business checking account. Even the $100 to register your business, or whatever the fee is for your state, you want to start the accounting process right. All right. So in the future I'm going to be sharing with you, visiting the accountant, visiting the attorney. But for right now, you getting started, you want to make sure that you keep those monies accounted for. So go ahead and open up that account, because that's going to start the first phase of building your business credit. Okay, so we're going to talk about business credit in upcoming videos, but for now, this is it. Okay, this is the process. All right, this is the quickly. In this slide, I'm providing some additional resources that I use to help me determine what it is that I'm going to be doing. And I'm just going to quickly run over these real quick. The clickable links, I'm going to definitely leave in the description bar below this video, but also I'm going to have in our private Facebook group. So let's just start really quickly with LLC University. This is a website that offers courses on each of the things that I talked about, but very, very detailed and very specific to your state. So visit their website. You can click the drop down and put in your state, and it will tell you the fees and costs. It will walk you through the process specific for your state. I absolutely love this website. I love this company. I felt that they were extremely detailed and accurate, when it came to the fees and costs involved and the time frame and the process. A lot of information. Some of it you're not going to need, so just take in what you need and move on. This is the link to the Secretary website, which you're definitely going to want to have in your saved as your favorites, because you're going to be visiting that Secretary website, very often. I would say quarterly, just to check your profile and make sure everything is copacetic with your business. You're also going to make sure that you're getting your notifications for your annual registration. The IRS link, definitely you're going to be on that website, just checking in, making sure everything's copacetic as it relates to businesses. Sign up for everybody's notification. All these links, if there's a way to sign up to be notified for any updates, I highly recommend that. I get so much information coming from the IRS, the DOJ, the SBA, just so many business resources. You just never know when something is going to be sent out that applies specifically to you and that can help you. And my next resource here is, I did already mention that we do have a private Facebook group. This private Facebook group is for those of you who have registered businesses. Okay, you are a registered business owner, and in this group we provide resources to each other to help each other grow our businesses. Okay, grow, maintain, and profit. So that is what this is for. If you are not a business owner, that's fine. When you file your business registration, your LLC, please let me know. Drop your comments in drop your notification in the comments and say, hey, I want to be invited into the private Facebook group. And then yes, you will come in. All right. Last but not least, there is a SBA. There are SBA, Small Business Administration. They have webinars right now. Right now, these webinars are at $0 and 0 cents. And they do have a couple upcoming in January, especially on how to start your business. And I highly recommend anyone, even if you already have your business, I highly recommend that if you have never visited the SBA or you're not aware of the SBA and their services, to please register for that webinar. I will try to leave that webinar link down in the description. If I cannot, for some reason, just inbox me or, say something to the Facebook group. Someone will respond with the link. All right. So those are 5 really good resources for you to get started. If you have additional information, then yeah. So much for tuning in. I just want to recap the 4 steps. You're going to research, register, get your EIN, and go right to the bank. All right. In our upcoming videos, I am going to share with you how to get started with building business credit now that you have your business account. I'm going to also talk about your first visit with your accountant, your first visit with your business attorney, and your first visit with, oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. Visiting the SBA. Okay, visiting the SBA. Those are in our upcoming videos. I'm going to be sharing with you, especially the one with the SBA. This is going to be preparing you for your getting your drawing up your business plan and preparing yourself for funding and loans and so forth. All right. Thank you everyone for checking out this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.